I think it's an absolute shame for Ghana, but it's also been a slow, painful, almost calculated work by us to get to the shameful point. We've been through several processes in the last 4 or 5 years where we've had instances where we've had to literally bargain and convince the Confederation of African Football at the last minute that we are capable of hosting international matches. And that's a big shame. Now, the announcement by CAF that at the moment the Yara Sports Stadium in Kumasi is unfit to host matches means, as I said in this statement, that there is no stadium in Ghana capable of hosting Category 3 international matches. It means that World Cup qualifiers can't be played at home. It means that Nations Cup qualifiers can't be played at home. It means that in October, when the Black Stars is supposed to play against Sudan in a game that it must win at all costs, if nothing changes, the Black Stars will have to do that away from home in a stadium far away from everybody. Now, obviously, there are the football disadvantages that comes with it, but think of the people who sell at the stadium, the people who provide ticketing services, the people who provide cleaning services, the people for whom business depends entirely on Black Stars match days. This is a big deal. Then you think about all of the logistical challenges of effectively Ghana will be playing 2 away matches in that period. It means that the budget goes up. This is a cost to the nation. It means that the cost of traveling and covering for journalists goes up. The cost of television production goes up. This is an absolute nightmare and a messy situation. But I don't think anything is as messy as what it says about our maintenance culture as a country. As far back as 2008, we spent, I think then the figure quoted was about $25 million to build a stadium in Esipon. I think the same amount to build a stadium in Tamale. We spent quite a bit of money upgrading the Yara Stadium in Kumasi and upgrading the Accra Sports Stadium. In the period since then as well, we've built the Cape Coast Stadium. And in that period from 2008 up to the period where we've added up on all these stadiums, the stadiums have gone from stadiums hosting world-class international matches to stadiums unfit to host Nations Cup qualifiers. And we've arrived here because the maintenance culture has been poor. My understanding, for instance, is that the National Sports Authority has no technology to protect the pitch during play. I know that in the past, attempts to get pitch protection technology has not yielded fruit because it's pretty expensive to do that. So the problem has never been that stadiums the world over are used for events. Wembley is used to host musical concerts. The London Stadium happens. The biggest music concerts in the world are done in stadiums. So there is practically no problem with the National Sports Authority saying that it wants to use the stadiums as a revenue generating facility. It's all right, it happens the world over. But if you're going to learn from what happens the world over, you've got to learn best practices as well. And the world over, there is significant investment into pitch protection technology. So some of the systems that you need to protect the pitches will cost as much as $100,000. And I know an authority, and I know that the Sports Authority has just been unwilling to invest in that level of technology to protect the pitch. Instead, what it does is that it rents out the stadium to churches, to musical concerts and the rest. The pitch gets absolutely trashed during the period, and then it goes into maintenance mode. So it comes, prepares the pitch, rolls out a picture, rolls out a video. And unfortunately, as journalists, a bit gullible by it, as we proved in the match, in the build-up to the game involved at the Yara Stadium. Then take those videos and replicate Yara Stadium looking neat for next Black Stars match and the rest. And clearly, CAF didn't think so. But if you walk around the Yara Stadium, as I did before the last game, it's not just that. It's just the whole facility. The washrooms are in a terrible state. CAF said that the irrigation of the pitch is poor. There are not enough. Basically, that the whole facility is in an absolute mess. So how did we get here? How did our maintenance become so bad? And whilst at it, let's factor in the other thing. In the MPP manifesto, they speak of having invested in excess into more than 140 astroturfs around the country. It's something that Bawumia has spoken with a lot of pride when he spoke in his last thing. There's a lot of talk about how there's been so much investment in sports facility and in astroturfs and the rest. what shall it profit a nation if it invests as much as we say we have? And I think one of the pitches we are told will cost about like one basic AstroTurf from what was quoted in the budget was around 78,000 Ghana cedis or so. But the numbers are pretty huge when you put them together. What shall it profit us if we are building up all these satellite pitches and the rest and the facilities around the country? A good pitch costs about 250,000. When we are building all these and we have not managed at any point, any moment, with any certainty to protect the stadiums that we built, there's culture of white elephants. The fact that there are white elephants the world over with stadiums happens everywhere. So you go to Gabon, they build stadiums to host the Nations Cup in 2015 jointly with Equatorial Guinea, and the stadiums, some of them are rotten away, nothing is happening. You go to Equatorial Guinea and there is. But for us, these are stadiums actually in places where there are league matches. Tamale, Takrady. We've built a new stadium in Takwa now. I'm imagining that already somebody will be thinking of going to tell CAF that the Takwa Stadium may be fit for purpose, or the Legon Stadium may be fit to host international matches. But it is completely absurd that all we do when the Accra Sports Stadium and the one in Kumasi became poor to host international matches, what did we do? We turned our attention to Cape Coast. Then we used it over a period. We played a number of matches there back to back to back, and then we disappeared from it. We probably will do the same with the Legon Stadium. It's an absolute nightmare and something that needs to change. We can't get all invested in building all these pitches spread around the country when we can't take care of the ones that we already have, and that needs to change as a matter of urgency.